Ah, this feeling. The feeling when you can't sleep at night and can't do anything productive. Well, at least I got coffee. Hey, but you know the fun part about having nightmares every night? You get used to it and it gets quite fun. But finally I managed to make the second devlog on my game, Tale and Ale. Hi, my name is Dave. I'm a Romanian game developer. And I'm working on turn-based tactics RPG. It's gonna be released on mobile, probably both iOS and Android. Still thinking whether it's gonna be monetized or not. Paid, freemium, I don't know yet. But this time, this video, I've made enough progress to showcase what I've been doing in the past month or two. Been a lot of work, a lot of redundant stuff, a lot of lack of sleep. So to start off with what I had so far. I managed to have a combat system with tiles in which you have your characters and the enemies. You can move your character, attack, get various abilities. I had implemented some pretty awesome, neat abilities and systems. There's an AI system already built in. Most of the fundamentals of the game were already built in. Now I had to get the game loop going. And this is what I worked on in these past weeks. First things first, I felt like I really needed to make a different level selection scene. The one that I currently had was the one in which you just had levels as little square icons and you could click on the level you want to play, and as you play you unlock the next and next and next level. But for some reason I did not feel that's immersive enough. I felt like something is amiss. And so I looked for inspiration. And I can't believe I took so much inspiration from Darkest Dungeon and I had not figured out how to make the map from there, how to make the level selection in the same way. So that's exactly what I did. I went to Darkest Dungeon and I used their level selection scene as inspiration for mine. So now there's this awesome map that I'm gonna be showing here on the screen. Just a second, hold on. And you choose the zone in which you want to go. And when you go to that zone, and when you click on that zone, you can choose a sub-level to go to. And that sub-level is a whole encounter in itself. Which brings me to the second thing I worked on in these few weeks, was reworking the encounter system. There's not much to say here actually, but there's been some background reworks for this. And I also implemented a tutorial-ish system, and now it's more modular. I can use it better. I don't know if it's faster. I don't know if it's gonna speed things up in development, but my gosh, it's going so slow. Third thing, very important thing I did for my game is I made a game design document as suggested by one of my fellow game developers that I talked to on Discord or Facebook, I don't remember. So basically what I did was I just opened up Notepad++ with my amazing game design theme that I made myself, and I figured out some numbers. I chose starting HP for the main characters, like somewhere around that, right? The starting damage and how the game is gonna scale. I put down all the zones I wanted to have, but then I had to narrow them down. So now there's 6 zones in my game, and that we know for sure for now. There's gonna be 6 zones, each with its own levels, enemies, encounters, fights. But wait, there's more. Another thing I worked on was a point-buy system for the character stats. And that did not work out very well because it felt it just did not feel right to me at the end. To level up your character, to put some skill points into health or damage or so on when you level up your character, I felt like it's more natural if you just gained all of those stats when you level up. So that's a failed thing. At least now I know. Other than that, I really tried to hone my skills in pixel art. I tried to design a jail. I spent so much time on this little bastard. Oh, and I guess it turned out decent, right? It turned out decent. I had some inspiration that I found in Google Images from various games or from various assets of people. I still don't exactly like the way the background look, the back wall looks. I want to add some torches, some lightning. And now that I think about it, this is gonna be a whole lot of work. So I need to figure something out. I need to make another way to design these background images for combat, because it's gonna be so goddamn slow and it's gonna take me years to come up to make this. At least as I get better in pixel art, I think it's gonna go faster at some point. So at least there's that. Aside from that, I also worked on some enemies. I made the 3 holy children, which were staple throughout the development of this game. 3 children and the peasants. And I designed a little boss battle for these guys. It's not yet in the game. I also made an enemy called Surf Master. Not as in surfing, but as in surf, as in, you know, peasant slave kind of thing. As in low status medieval serfs. Speaking of which, the reason I made the Surf Master is because I implemented another system, and that's characters taking up 2 spaces on the board. This was a fucking bastard to make. The way I made it though is not that complicated. Basically what I did is I made a large character only be on the front tile, while the back tile was always considered as occupied. And this sounds easy to do, but it's not, because there's a lot of corner cases, there's a lot of niche cases. Those tiles need to have references to the units on them. Yeah, overall, it was a lot of work. But it was part of the core systems of the game, and now that I got this out of the way, I can work on some more exciting stuff. So in the future, in the upcoming days, I think I'm gonna work on backgrounds and getting that game loop going. This is why I made a tutorial for the game. It's a tutorial mission. It's not a big thing, but I implemented such a way to add hints throughout the combats. And I think that's gonna be quite helpful. I'm gonna have these hints in combat aside from tutorials. I also try to design a tutorial such that text that's now on screen is not exactly the final text, and the way this combat works out is not the way it's gonna be working out in the future. But where this tutorial comes from, where this scene in the tutorial comes from, is the story that I made for the game. Yes, finally I have a story for the game, and I've struggled with this throughout the years. I did not have ideas on how to make this story because I knew I wanted to have like a journey, a travel to the Dark Castle, which is gonna be the last zone of the game, the hardest zone of the game. So what's the story? You are one character. The character, your main character you play with, has been imprisoned for various reasons. Now one day someone comes and frees them from their prison, and they fight their way out of jail. And that's also the reason everyone wants to fight you, right? It's the peasants, the guards, everyone around this town, they want to kill you. The merchants, however, they don't care, they just want your money. And your stories, if you have any stories to tell. So what's the point of going to the Dark Castle, the last level? It's redemption. It's revenge. Because something in there puts you in a really nasty spot in this world. That's why you went to jail. Because they knew you're the only one that can stop their evil doings up there. Necromancy, that's not cool, that's not cool. Necromancy is kinda evil in it. So you go on from zone to zone, first seeking answers and then clearing paths. The road to the castle is long, dark and dangerous, so you're gonna have to work your way there, little by little. You're gonna have to push through dark forests, beaches and coves, pirates, caves, beholders, ogres, swamp monsters, Vudianoi, invisible reptilian, mushrooms, crystal golems, undead ghosts, goo. And the final boss, well, I have some ideas. I kinda know how it's gonna go, but I'm still thinking about it. What I hope to accomplish for the next devlog is to get the game loop going. I wanna have the game playable. I wanna have the player be able to select new game, select the character, go through the tutorials and start playing the game. Start going through levels, level by level, getting loot, getting money, upgrading your abilities and upgrading your character. I want that game loop going. I know it's working. I know the combat works. I know the combat is fun. I know the other systems are fun because they work standalone and they work with each other. I just want to see them flow. That's what I'm going to be working on. Next, I'm also going to be working on more backgrounds, more pixel art, more content, more mechanics, more AI, more abilities. Stay tuned for all of those because I am super hyped for what I'm going to make in the future. It's going slow, but it's going well. It's going really okay. I like how it's turning out. Till next time. My name is Davelog. Hold on, if you like my videos, please do consider subscribing, and I really appreciate it if you can hit the like button because it helps my channel a lot. If you have any friends that might like this video, please go ahead and share. If you want to talk, I'm always there in the comment section. Post anything. Tell me about your life story. How's your dog been doing? Was your grandma okay? Hope your grandma's okay. You can connect with me on Facebook and Twitter, message me, I have those links in the description. And till next time, have a decent, nice, good development.